Yeah, man. So I do as much as I can by myself. So just imagine what I could accomplish if I had a team or if I had another individual that will put in the same amount of effort. You as
Oh,
a coach, you know that. You know how that goes.
absolutely, absolutely.
So I want to start by asking you, what made you take the Shawnee job?
Uh, so I started here 6 years ago, and well, before I even took it, 3 years before I took it, I was an assistant with Deontay Mucker, and I was up under him.
Was that Charles's son?
Uh-uh,
There's
no.
a I know an older black gentleman named Charles Mucker. He deals with like J Town Fire or something like that.
I, now I don't, I said, I don't know. I had never
Right,
met
right, right.
the man's dad, but I was up under him for 3 years. He mentored me like he's a big brother, uh, and he stepped down. And once he stepped down, I interviewed for the job because I was here for 3 years, and the administrator supported me to, believe in and giving me the job.
So let me ask you this, and I want you to look at it from an administrative standpoint. Shawnee for years up until this year has, as long as I'm known in my soon to be 39 years of living, Mister 27. Um, they've always struggled in damn near everything, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing for the kids that have came and gone there or the student and faculty, but
Mhm.
just facts are facts. So, from the administration standpoint, they probably looked mainly just wanted somebody that would be willing to put in the work, and it seems like you obviously were that individual, given the 3 years and stuff like that. At what point in the season this year did you realize you guys could do something special, something that ain't really been done before? Because I can't remember the last time when Shawnee made it as far as they did this year.
It was really actually after the season. Yes, it was after the season last year, man. I mean, those guys worked hard last year. We were young. Like
Hmm.
I had 7 guys who never played varsity basketball, so they knew we had to get better in the weight room. Still work on skill work. I had sophomores last year telling me they was going to average 25, and I was telling them, "You don't know how hard it is to average 25 a night. You're not about to do it."
Right.
And I got they actually got to see how varsity basketball were last year. So it started really in the summer when they started to come up, run a mile, hit the weight room, and work on skill work every day. And I was like, man, if this core stay together, it could be special this year. And that's ultimately that's what it's been.
Now, when you accomplish things like you have so far this year, do you think it bodes well for the other student athletes that are in the building? Because schools like Shawnee, it's not that they don't have athletes; it's just kids get turned away.
Hmm. Absolutely. I think it gives kids a belief to wanting to do things, and our athletic program is growing all over the board. Like just not with basketball, just not with football, but baseball is growing. You have wrestling growing because you got a good group of coaches now that is, you know, like you said earlier, is willing to put in the work and knowing that it just doesn't. Rome wasn't built overnight, so you got to put in some more extra hours, things like that. So it's growing, man, and I think kids down here are starting to believe.
Right. So I seen you recently got an award or got presented something from the mayor slash governor. What exactly was that? And tell us a little bit about that.
It was the Distinguished Citizen Award. Um, you know, just wanted to shine light on Shawnee about everything in the media. Sometimes you see about Shawnee is negative, and I just wanted to shine light.
95% of it's been negative. Yes.
So, I wanted to shine some good things about Shawnee that was going on, and I wanted to put out our message that's going on around here at Shawnee is just changing the narrative, and they got wind of it, and the mayor got wind of it about changing the narrative down here at the Academy of Shawnee, and he awarded me that.
Right, right. Now, with you receiving that award,
Yes, sir.
I can tell it's more than just you receiving that award. How do you feel something like that will help Shawnee in the future?
Uh, like I say all the time, it takes a village. So, like you said,
Right.
that award just not it's just my name is on it, but the whole village of Shawnee has got that award, and the kids has bought in to get that award for the Shawnee, the Academy of Shawnee. For future people who's coming down here to coach, I think
I'm
it's
listening. Go ahead.
yes, sir. I think it's just they come in with the right mindset of knowing that it's great things coming down that's happening down here, and you come in with the right mindset, you will prosper.
Right, right. Sorry about that intermission there. That was my dog. I didn't realize my dog was in the back room, so
Are
I
you
had to let my dog out.
now? If the bell rings, it's due to the fact that we in class period change. So my
I
kid,
will. Authenticity.
nah, you good, you good. I
You gotta make it work. Gotta make it
gotta
work
make it
and do it
work.
when you
I
can.
couldn't get to you this weekend. I apologize, and I know
Nah,
you
you
usually
good.
busy, man. I was a little bit busy this week. You know, we got the draw, and I started to try to scout a little bit. So
Now, this is technically your fourth year coaching at Shawnee. First year as a head coach, correct?
no, sir, this would be my 6 year coaching at Shawnee, third as the head coach.
Okay, third. Okay. See,
Yes,
my
sir.
bad. And
Nice.
it's no, and it's no fault, no fault to you or whatever work people have done in. But me not knowing that is prime example of the census that has been overcasting on a school like Shawnee. And again, it's not that I don't say nothing bad about people because people got to put in the work wherever it is. But
Most
that
definitely.
right there is prime example. I thought it was your first or second year. Heck, I ain't know.
No, sir, nah. It's just it's my third, and I think that's what is good about what's going on down here with the media and everything, is that it's good to be put on notice for the school. Like the kids deserve this.
No, yeah, for sure, 100%. Because unfortunately, it's just like anything in life, man. You know this, even with your young age. All it takes is one bad apple, and
Absolutely.
everything is accustomed to being that. But there
Yeah.
still is good kids, still really smart kids that have always gone to Shawnee. It's just the other stuff outweighs what shouldn't get outweighed. I want to talk to you about your matchup with Central last week,
Yes,
last
sir.
within the last week or so. How tough was that game? That's a pretty good game, man.
It was a good game. It was a great game, really. Uh, man, they Central plays hard. No matter what, they plays hard. You know they're gonna come out grit and grimy and hard nosed defense, playing up 94 feet sometimes. And they defend well in the half court as well. Um, but we wanted to control the pace the entire game, and I think Joey did a great job of doing that. My point guard and Corey being balanced of rebounding. We just wanted to control the game and be balanced the entire game. That was the goal for that game, and that's what we did.
What's your all's overall record so far for this season?
We regular season we finished 15-12, and no, we finished 14-12, and then beat Central 15-12, and then we lost to Manual in district championship, made it 15-13.
Now, when does postseason start for you guys this week?
We have Saint X tomorrow at 7 o'clock at Saint X. I'm sorry. I guess.
Nah, you good. I do that often. I got a 17-year-old. My kid turns 18 in April, so I already know all about that, man.
Oh man, I love my kids.
Yeah. Tough love is better than no love, though. That's what I
Yes,
tell
yes, indeed. And
them.
this is the group that I got for 3 hours.
Feel sorry. Ugh. Nah. Who's been the most impactful on your coaching career? Like, who's
Most
had the biggest influence on you? I would say.
I I would have to say uh, it goes with a lot of people, man. It goes a lot of people. Shut my door, please. Um, for one, I'm gonna have to say my college coach, my junior college coach, Stu Sillenberg. When I went to school up in Westmoreland County Community College, uh, coach that I just met off recruiting, Coach Bruce Johnson, Kemp Fouché, Deontay Mucker. It just been a lot. I can name several, and then the administration staff took me in as a pup, like, and I'm still a pup if you ask some people, but
No, you are. You definitely are.
but they just has molded me to the coach I am today, man, and it's only right to get better, and learn, continue. I'm just in the process of learning right now.
Now, with given the age, do you feel it helps you in building what you're trying to build there at Shawnee with the students, knowing that they got somebody that can relate to what they're going through?
Absolutely. I think that's what's been helping me the most with this. I'm not too far from them, uh, and I can relate in ways that they didn't know that their coach can relate to.
Correct.
So I think that it helps me out a lot.
Definitely, definitely. I want to talk to you about uh Joey,
Yes,
Kent's
sir.
son. How has Joey? I always say I can't pronounce it for some reason. That's a four-letter word. I can't pronounce it for the life of me. How has his son helped you guys this year?
He's helped us a lot. Um, you know, coming in as a point guard into a new team, it's a trust. Got to have earn that trust within the players, within the coach. But as soon as he came in the summer, it's just been natural. It's just natural work, and he has been a leader of like trying to help everyone, being the coach on the floor, being that voice in the locker room. So he's been a great fit for our team.
Now I got a funny story about I think it was close to 2 summers ago.
Uh,
I played, I think it was 3 or 4 consecutive pickup games with him, Jacob Hand,
oh.
and maybe 2 or 3 other kids in a backyard. And it was rough. But hey, let me tell you something. I was able to keep up.
Yeah, let's go.
Finally hitting shots. I ain't gonna lie. Big man held his own.
You
That
talk your
kid,
mess. You got to talk your mess with it.
I definitely did. I ain't
Yes,
gonna
sir.
lie. But they asked me if I wanted to go again. I said, "Don't ever disrespect me," and just walked off.
Yeah, let's go. That's how you drop
I,
them off.
I was done though. I was done. Trust me. I
And
couldn't keep up anymore.
I know Jacob Hand, man. He's a handful. So
No, yeah. Them kids definitely were, but it just made me feel good to know that I could keep up just a little bit still.
just tell them you still got it. Sometimes I still get out there with the guys and show them that I still got it. Let them know you ain't too good just yet.
Nah, never, never, never.
Absolute.
What's one of the hardest things you've ever? This is a two-part question. What's the
Yes, sir.
hardest thing you've ever had to overcome as a coach, and what's the hardest thing you've ever had to overcome as a person in regular life?
Uh, hey, so one of the hardest thing in life I had to overcome, and I still, you still deal with this. But losing my father at the age of 13, 7 days before my birthday, had to overcome that, and before I graduated middle school. So that was tough, and that was a big overcoming. Uh, and then as a coach, I think I didn't overcome when all my seniors didn't graduate my first year of coaching because I'm very
Mm.
big on graduating, and not all my seniors graduated. So I felt like it's hard to overcome, but I'm still learning to overcome that as well. So I it's goals in this thing of coaching outside of basketball. So,
Oh, for sure. So let me ask you this: do you ever talk to your kids about the loss of your father? And I ask you that because sometimes when a person individual goes through hardships and heartbreak like that, it tends to help them in their other endeavors and teachings in life. Do you ever explain to them or use that situation to let them know that they can trust you or they can relate to you?
uh, in some ways, I mean, I have kids who has lost their fathers, uh, but we always teaching life lessons,
For sure.
on and off the court. Before every game, we talk about life lessons. You know what I'm saying? So I try to relate some of my life lessons that I've had to overcome, uh, and relate to them, and they understand it. Hey, turn that down, please. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. They know that life lesson as well. Look, I tell them about that. How my granddaddy didn't play back in the day. We had to.
Man, yeah.
If he said be quiet, that means you better be quiet unless he go get that belt.
Man, a funny story. I'll tell you one thing. I got a few more minutes before we end this. I used to work as security at Moore High School, and
Okay.
I tell young kids all the time. If a person that looks like me can survive a security guard at a school like Moore, it makes you think you tough. Hey, it's the truth though. Sometimes
Yeah,
you got to. Sometimes, especially now more than ever, kids just need to hear the truth.
most definitely. And that's another thing we can piggyback off of. I'm not a coach who's gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the truth in a heartbeat. And I think that'll help me as well as being as a coach. My kids know that I'm all the way honest and uncut with them.
Definitely, definitely. What's something folks don't know about you?
Uh, I used to play the drums.
Okay.
Most people don't know that. I'm a really good drummer.
Do you ever still do that in your spare time when you can or try to?
My drum set is over at my mom's house in the garage, and my kids is over there a lot. And I see my son out there in the garage a little bit playing. I went out there about 2 months ago for the first time in a long time. I was like, "Ooh, I'm rusty," so I got to get back into it.
Definitely. All right. I got two more questions for you.
Yes, sir.
If you see a kid with his parents somewhere or whatever, or you run into a parent with a child that is unsure where to go to high school, how would you convince them to come to Shawnee?
I don't think I can technically say that right, because they would say it's recruiting, correct?
Well, you get what I'm saying though. Like, why here? Let me reword it. Let me reword it. Let me reword it. So you don't get in trouble.
Okay.
Why would a parent want to send their kid to Shawnee?
Because there's great things happening at Shawnee. We're the only school in Jefferson County and in the state of Kentucky that has the aviation program. You can walk out of here, a kid can come in here for 4 years and walk out making more money than you and me at the age of 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? So um, that's when I can tell a parent of why they should send their kid to the Academy of Shawnee.
Now let me ask you this too,
Yes,
and it's been a struggle for most teachers and students there at Shawnee to
absolutely.
shed positive light on there. How important to you, or how much do you stress to kids and adults that in order to achieve greatness, you have to go through hardships and struggles in life?
Oh, most definitely. Uh, we One of our slogans for our team is hard work is easy money because in life you're gonna have adversity and you're gonna in workplaces you're gonna have adversity. I'm pretty sure with your podcast you had a lot of adversities that you had to overcome, and like you just told me earlier, you know, it's just you doing all of these things, and if you wanted to, you could just be like, man, I'm tired of this, and just give up when things got hard. But at times you see the benefits of you of your hard work, and that's why I want to tell everybody in whatever profession that you start out in, it's not it's never going to be easy. So you're going to have your hard times on the job. You're going to have your easy time on the job. You're going to have something that you love on the job. And once you find what you love in it, it's going to pay off, man.
How does Norman, the person, want to be remembered when his time on Earth is done?
Ooh, I'm just me, a hard worker. Hard worker, man. I was just a hard worker.
All right, and one last thing. If you could describe Shawnee in one word, what would that one word be?
Believe.
Yeah, I see why you say that, given our conversation. Coach, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Good luck to you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.